Today's Small Business Saturday radio podcast is being brought to you by Noretta Family Medicine, cutting through the red tape of healthcare.
Good morning, Columbia, South Carolina, and of course to everyone who is listening to us around the Midlands, outside of the Midlands, outside of the state of South Carolina. That's right. Okay. Welcome to Small Business Saturday Radio, where we celebrate local entrepreneurs and small business owners who are building our communities and making a positive impact on our economy. I am Tzima, the owner of Sunrise Artists in Bath and Body, located right here in 5 Points. And my dear friend and co-host is in the studio with us today. Yay! I need a sound bite. Yay! Ashley Lindler of A Little Happy. And today we're just going to have open lines. Because let me say this, though, first, Ashley. First of all, I'm so glad you're in the studio.
I'm excited to be here.
So listen, we were supposed to have a guest today, but unfortunately, and this has been happening the last few shows, they had to reschedule. So the guest that was supposed to be in here today, I know I mentioned this to you guys last weekend, that we were going to have this particular Chef Drew was supposed to be in the studio with us today, but unfortunately he had something come up, so he had to reschedule. So it's so weird because Ashley and I were already talking. We didn't know we were going to have a guest. Then I, at the last minute, decided, oh, you got to be on next week's show. So it's just been crazy, but that's okay. The show must go on. Okay. So it's me and Ashley in the studio. And again, we're going to have open lines. Let me give out the telephone number. If you want to call in and you have a question for me or Ashley. The telephone number, the Groucho Deli phone lines is 803-799-8255, 803-799-8255. So one of the things that we like to do, if we're just in the studio, if I'm here by myself or in the future Ashley is here, like open lines is really cool if you're in the studio by yourself. The reason why I don't do open lines when I have a guest, it's because the show really is all about the guests and spotlighting the guest. And, you know, at that point, I want to make sure that my guest is comfortable, that we're having a conversation that's flowing and not being disruptive. So, but I'm a big girl. And so is Ashley. So when we're in the studio, we're going to do open lines. So again, that telephone number is 803-799-8255. So you know what I want to start off with, Ashley? I want your thoughts on being a mom in business, because I think as a woman, we deal with different things anyway, but then in business, I'm saying, but then as a mom, it's even more different because for the most part, we're basically the ones that are responsible for the caretaking of the children, right? We're there. We're at the soccer games. We're at the events that our daughters are a part of and all of this other stuff. So the mom is always there in that sense. And that's not to exclude the father, but there is this narrative that, you know, the men are out working while we're just, I don't know, twiddling our thumbs. And, oh, God.
Well, I can speak from my experience. Kevin is a banker in the community. He works 9 to 5. And
who is Kevin? Because the owner Kevin. Of this station, his name is Kevin, too.
So Kevin Lindler. Kevin Lindler is my husband with First Citizens. And so when we started out our family, I was 25 years old, and he was the breadwinner of the family. And basically me working didn't make sense to put the kids in, to put a baby in daycare. It didn't even, my salary didn't cover daycare.
Oh.
So we basically set our family up to where he went to work every day. I supported the family at home, just because financially that's what made sense for us. And so during that time, he was able to go up and up in his career. But here I was, you know, I was a mom. I was a preschool teacher. I did some direct sales. What I did to make money was basically in the time frame that it worked for me being a stay-at-home mom.
Mm-hmm.
But then fast forward to 2020, that's when I started A Little Happy.
Mm-hmm.
Hit March of 2020, COVID hits, and the kids are home doing school. And I was about to beat my head against the wall because I couldn't be in those four walls constantly. They were doing virtual school.
Right.
And I thought they were doing fine, right? So I was at the shop all the time, trying to build a business. No one was coming into the shop, but I was, building my brand, working on social media, doing shipments, things like that. And then all of a sudden I realized that the kids were not okay. And I'd kind of been asleep at the wheel as far as like being a mom and being a business owner.
Right.
And so it's really important to figure out that balance, making sure that like the business, yes, that's your baby, but you can't ignore your other babies at the same time.
Yeah. And you know what? So I'm glad you said that too, because ultimately you will. And I just don't, unless you have a system set up where the kids are totally, it's a different, and listen, I'm not knocking any woman that's in business who have children. The reality is you're going to sacrifice something to manifest a dream. You will sacrifice something. And the question is, what are you willing to sacrifice? And in many cases, the family is what ends up getting sacrificed because you're spending so much time building the business, right?
Right.
And so when I think about my business, Sunrise Artisan, there is no way that I could have done this kind of business. And if my kids were small, it's impossible.
Unless you had the means to have a really great nanny. Do you know what I'm saying?
Well,
and
see,
I didn't have the means
but you know
to
what?
do something like that when I was young.
But I think that it's even more than that. I think that even having a nanny raise your children, so to speak, is still not you.
No,
right?
And you have to figure out the balance.
That's right, the
things.
balance of it. And like I had a bookstore when my kids were teenagers, and I saw the impact of that. Even though I wasn't making everything from scratch, even though I wasn't in there 12 like I am now, 12 hours, because I can do it because they're all adults and out of the house. But I wasn't there like 12, 14 hours a day. But even conversations that we have today with them being adults, they talk about how they missed me. And I also recognize that at some point, they never even got to really know me. So now we're starting this whole new journey of them learning me learning them as adults.
Right.
Right. And I've recognized that because as a businesswoman, and a single mom, that's what I sacrificed, was the time that I spent with my kids.
And that's where, again, you have to figure out the balance of things. You can't just pour everything into the business and sacrifice 100% like your family. You have to figure out, like, waking up early and spending time together, staying up over the weekends and spending time together.
All right, everybody. Well, that's the buzzer, so we have to take this commercial break, but we'll be right back, so stick around.
The City of Columbia's Office of Business Opportunities supports small business owners. We help minority, women, and veteran-owned businesses with loans, technical assistance, education, and advocacy. We're here to help business owners avoid mistakes. Contact us with questions and let us help. For more information, call 803-545-3950 or visit obo.columbiasc.gov. Together, we are Columbia.
Are you frustrated with the healthcare system and looking for a change? Then look no further. I'm Dr. Melissa Boylan with Noretta Family Medicine. We are a direct primary care office where we take the time to get to know you. For a reasonable monthly fee, we offer transparent billing and easy-to-access primary care for all ages. Noretta Family Medicine, cutting through the red tape of healthcare. Find out more by visiting NorettaFamilyMed.com. That's Noreta FamilyMed.com.
Are you looking for a luxurious way to pamper yourself? Look no further than Sunrise Artisan Bath & Body. Our plant-based soaps and lotions are designed to provide you with the ultimate experience. Our products are natural and nourishing, leaving you feeling refreshed and rejuvenated. So go ahead, treat yourself with Sunrise Artisan, which is more than a bath, it's an experience. Sunrise Artisan, located at 710 Saluda Avenue in 5 Points, or online at sunrisebath.com. Sunrise Artisan.
Looking for the perfect gift or a little something to brighten your day? Visit A Little Happy at 707 Saluda Avenue in 5 Points. Discover unique gifts, delightful accessories, and one-of-a-kind treasures, all carefully curated by our owner, Ashley Lindler. At A Little Happy, we believe in spreading joy through every item. So come on in, find your happy, and support local. Your next favorite thing is waiting.
Welcome back, everybody. You're listening to Small Business Saturday Radio. I'm Tzima in studio today with my co-host, Ashley Lindler. She is the owner of A Little Happy that's really right across the street from me. We're always sending people back and forth. You know what? I do want to touch on how we all kind of coalesce around each other to make sure everybody's businesses are being okay. So we have to talk about that because I think that's extremely important, because that comes down to where you open your business and who your business is connected to. Right.
Well, I feel as though in our community, for sure, we all know one another and we're all friends.
Yeah.
And so I try to do my business in 5 Points. I try to buy as much there so then I can go and promote to my friends. Okay, you love my shoes? Great. I got those from Good for the Soul.
Yeah.
Oh, you like this tchotchke that I have at my house? Oh, yeah. Go to Turner and Moss. You know, you love my pickleball paddle?
Yeah.
You got to go to Breakpoint.
Yeah.
So it's always, you like the way I smell, you got to go to Sunrise. So, or when
but we're always, but we do that. And even when it is, you know what, it's like, we're all friends, but it's a little bit deeper than just friends. You know what I mean? It's not just the surface thing. So, yeah, we're not all hanging out and being like, blah, blah, blah. But there is something that keeps us connected. Like, Heather from Ravante and Sid and Nancy. She comes and gets the clear out your head from me for her son and herself. She absolutely loves it. She only gets it, and then she tells everybody why it's so good. I go over there, I get my shoes, right, for these toddler. My daughter told me my hookahs look like...
Your hookahs look like toddler? Stop it.
She said they look like
but
giant...
But you know what? They don't make your back hurt.
They don't? But she told me, she said they look like giant toddler shoes.
They kind of do. I mean, she's not wrong there.
And she was laughing so hard.
But the end of the day, you're not popping a leaf and falling into bed. I know, right? It's worth it.
So, but there's something special. And I'm not just saying this because it's 5 Points, but there really is something special and unique about the businesses in 5 Points.
Well, I think it's because we're real with one another, too. Like, we really share what's going on in our lives.
Right.
And also, not just the business and how's business today? Oh, business is great or business is slow. Like, we
talk about our children. We talk about different things that we're dealing with, different things we're moving through. Like, when I tease y'all, I'll be like, okay, look, I have an appointment with my psychiatrist today. I can say that. Well, I'm going to say it anyway. I think everybody should have a psychiatrist. It's like, really? So I just think that is amazing. So, but yeah, we do. We have a different, I just don't know if I would have had that had I opened up anywhere else. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there's something about just having a community of people that support you and you want to see succeed as well. Because if you're across the street succeeding, then that is automatically going to spill over to my business
impact
as well.
On you.
The more people that you get onto the street, they're going to be meandering around to my side of the street.
That's right.
You know, so, and you don't want to see people close up shop. Like,
absolutely.
You want them to be able to continue following their passion, but be able to support themselves at the same time.
And we've got so many things that we're bringing to 5 Points too, as we are constantly reinventing ourselves. So, like, for instance, with St. Pat's, there was a time when there was so much negative energy around the event of St. Pat's. And it was well deserved. I mean, you could go down there 5, 6, 7 years ago and find people passed out on the street and all this other stuff, ambulance everywhere, cops and all this other stuff. And for the last, 3 or 4 years, there's been, if any incidents, maybe 1 or 2, everybody talks about how positive it is, how good it feels. The business owners are enjoying it. The patrons that come down there, they're talking about how much they enjoy it. All of the different things that we're trying to do to include children more, to make it more of a family event. Also, still having all the music, all the vendors and stuff. It's so, the things that we're doing to change this whole narrative about 5 Points, I think is just so impressive. And so I have to give a shout out to our executive director, Heather McDonald, because she is just priceless. And the things that she's able to come up with. And of course, full disclosure, I sit on the board of directors, and so does Ashley. So we are probably biased, but with good reason. Ashley is actually the president of the 5 Points Association, which I'm so proud of her. She's such a good president.
Oh, well, thank you. No, it is it is nice to have someone with vision and passion to be sitting as the executive director of the 5 Points Association. There's so many great things going on down there. We've got Cece, who's also clean and safe and beautification director. And just today, if you drive through 5 Points, you'll see our clean and safe team, some volunteers, members of the Beautify committee, and they're planting down there because Cece's goal is for all of the gateways to 5 Points to be beautiful, so you know what you're coming into.
Yes.
And so she actually wrote a grant and got a donation from Columbia Green for some money to go towards this. And so it's just also amazing to see nonprofit organizations that support us. Like, yes, we're a nonprofit organization as well, but to see them also
support
pouring into us. The Columbia community is I say we're a big, small town, right? And
we are. That's a good description.
I feel as though the way that 5 Points community is basically an example of Columbia as a whole, where it's like we're big, but it feels small.
Well,
and so,
so coming from D.C., right? Okay, so here's an example. What's that thing with Kevin Bacon? 5 degrees.
5 degrees.
So that reminds me of Columbia.
Oh, 2 degrees in Columbia.
2, right. Everybody knows somebody that knows somebody.
Right.
That never happens in D.C.
Right.
Because if you didn't live on my street, no, I don't know who you are. When people ask me, do you know the Jacksons? Are you kidding me? Okay, but here, so you know the Jacksons up here. Oh, yeah. So to me, it's that small, I see it a different way. It's that small town that has the energy of, it's a small town, but it has an energy that's bigger than a small town, but not a big town. So for instance, when I go home, it's almost like I live in the country, but I live 5 minutes from my shop.
Right.
But when I come down to 5 Points, the energy in 5 Points reminds me so much of D.C.
You know what felt good last night?
We got to talk about last night.
Yeah, so we had Philosophy of 5 Points last night. It's put on by Cola Love, which is a group who supports local artists and startups. And so Philosophy of 5 Points, it was the 3rd year. And there were 6 businesses in the fountain that participated, philosophers from the university, as well as some local artists. And there were questions, and it was like, what is community? And so we had a philosopher talking about, we were at Blue Tile, talking about what community is, how you can create community. They were decorating skateboards to give to kids who don't have any, and create a community there. And then there was like a classifieds. People were writing classifieds. So that was a cool thing. But it was so neat for us to be, it was dark, right? Because it started at 5:30, ran through 8. It's getting darker now. And to see families walking around downtown in 5 Points. And and we were so busy on the sidewalks. Every stop we went into, it was like shoulder to shoulder. And it was just the nicest thing to see us actually activating in downtown Columbia and for there to be kids running around in downtown Columbia.
And of course, and in the evening and supervised.
Right.
So the interesting thing for me, because Sunrise was a participant in the philosophy of, what's the name? I'm so tired from last night.
Yeah, it's philosophy of 5 points. You're making me not know now.
Right? The philosophy
I'm pretty
of 5
sure.
points, right? And so our question was, what makes someone beautiful? And I've been thinking about that question over and over and over again. But what we did was we had people, the first part of it was 4 parts. So the first part, you had to draw a picture of yourself, your face, from memory. So that was kind of funny to see how people saw themselves, because, we got a minute before you take a break.
I saw myself as a cartoon because I can't draw.
See,
I mean, it's like,
so the way that
you can't give
see
people
themselves
this who
is
can't draw.
often see themselves different than the rest of the world is seeing you. So draw your face from memory. The second part was you had to sit across from your partner and you had to stare in each other's face, draw each other's face without looking down at your paper.
Surprisingly, my not looking at the paper turned out better than my looking at the paper picture. I'm like, oh, look at me. I'm an artist. Little Van Gogh here. I don't know.
It was really cool, though. And to see the image, like people, you would see people sit down and apologize before they even start drawing this, and I'm going to apologize in advance. And then finally, you had to draw a picture of your idea of a beautiful face. So people drew images of kittens, their children, like their baby, their spouse. It was so cool. And then at the end of it, there's a little video where the videographer asked you a question about what you thought beauty was. That thing was so jam-packed that when I left, I didn't want to talk to anybody. I was just like, I'm done, man. All right, we'll be right back right after bottom of the hour news.
The City of Columbia's Office of Business Opportunities supports small business owners. We help minority, women, and veteran-owned businesses with loans, technical assistance, education, and advocacy. We're here to help business owners avoid mistakes. Contact us with questions and let us help. For more information, call 803-545-3950 or visit obo.columbiasc.gov. Together, we are Columbia.
Looking for the perfect gift or a little something to brighten your day? Visit A Little Happy at 707 Saluda Avenue in 5 Points. Discover unique gifts, delightful accessories, and one-of-a-kind treasures, all carefully curated by our owner, Ashley Lindler. At A Little Happy, we believe in spreading joy through every item. So come on in, find your happy, and support local. Your next favorite thing is waiting.
Are you frustrated with the healthcare system and looking for a change? Then look no further. I'm Dr. Melissa Boylan with Noretta Family Medicine. We are a direct primary care office where we take the time to get to know you. For a reasonable monthly fee, we offer transparent billing and easy-to-access primary care for all ages. Noretta Family Medicine, cutting through the red tape of healthcare. Find out more by visiting NorettaFamilyMed.com. That's NORETA FamilyMed.com.
All right, everybody, we're back. I'm Tzima in studio today with Ashley, and we're talking about everything under the sun. Again, if you want to join the conversation, the telephone number here is 803-799-8255, 803-799-8255 on the Groucho's Deli phone line. And I completely forgot what I was getting ready to say. What were we talking about?
We were talking about what makes people
of
beautiful.
What makes people beautiful?
What do you think makes people beautiful?
Our uniqueness.
Yeah.
I just think that everybody is beautiful. Listen, this is what we were talking about last night, too. I don't think there's a baby born that isn't beautiful.
Well, we're just talking about physical beauty.
I don't think that beauty is physical.
So my whole thing is what overflows out of your heart makes you beautiful.
And I think that most people would say that, like kindness and, and I mentioned that in a little interview too. But to me, I think about this. When you look up at the stars at night, right, there's nowhere else you can see that other than the sky. So to me, what makes it beautiful is the fact its uniqueness, right? Like if you've ever been outside without the street lights and all that
the
on.
light pollution.
Yeah, the light pollution. And you look up, it's amazing. Not only do you feel tiny like a dot, but the fact that the only place that you can see this is by looking up. That's so unique. When you go to a sunflower field, right, you see like all these beautiful flowers with these bright yellow petals and this big brown circle in the middle. And it just goes on and on and on, or a lavender field or whatever, right? The beauty in that is its uniqueness.
But we can talk about there are some people that are ugly.
So this is
right?
where I went. Yes. So this is, but see, so to me, that's energy.
Right. And so if we're talking about what makes someone beautiful, their uniqueness may be that they're a hateful person.
I think, but see,
I don't find that beautiful at all.
Of course. So when I say that uniqueness and individuality is what makes us beautiful, I'm thinking about the journey of life itself, the experience of life, the fact that there are other people out here named Ashley. There are other people out here named Ashley that has the same skin tone you have. There are other people out here named Ashley that's the same height, same hair color. But check this out. There's only you. There will never be another you. And the odds of you being born are so astronomical that you, with just being here, is a miracle all in itself, right? So no matter how many Ashleys there are in the world, no matter how many of them may look like you, there will never be another you.
Right.
So when you come to the world, right, that to me is the beauty. You made it. However, the energy of anger, negativity, somebody who grows up to be a serial killer. Do I think, oh, but you're beautiful? No, I'm not one of these people. Like, everything is fine to see, but the universe is always working to, make sure you're okay. That's BS. Sometimes stuff is just screwed up, man, and you have to be able to acknowledge that. So, but what I look at is that when Jeffrey Dahmer was born, he was a beautiful soul that came here, that manifested here. His experience and his choices being here is what led to this person being a cannibal, a serial murderer, and we all understand that you cannot be a part of a civilized society with actions like that. So we have these rules and regulations where we will banish you one way or the other. Be you go to jail for the rest of your life or we execute you. It's up to the individual to decide which one they agree with. For me, right, that doesn't take away from when he came into the world, his uniqueness, but the energy that attached itself to him is something separate from that.
That's a whole other philosophical debate we can go on about.
I'm a very philosophical
So the next philosophy of 5 points will be Saturday and Tzima's.
No, but do you see what I'm saying? I think that Ashley Lindler is beautiful because of Ashley Lindler. Right. But if Ashley Lindler was a creep, I could still see your humanity, right? You as a human. Because I can't, Maya Angelou said something that I've always thought was just so profound, that as a human, there's nothing foreign that you as a human can do that's foreign to me, because I'm a human. Mm-hmm. I may choose differently than you, but there's nothing foreign that you can do.
I don't know, Tzima. Being a cannibal seems pretty foreign to me.
But listen, so this is the thing. This is the thing. But there's something in you that could be a cannibal, and you choose not to.
I choose not to. Every day I choose not to.
Every day, right? I don't even like eating meat, man.
I know,
so it's,
there.
remember, that's one of the reasons why my soaps are vegan. Because I'm such a visual person that making soap with tallow, which is beef fat.
Right.
I tried that once. And the whole time I was in the shower, I kept thinking I was bathing in cow fat. It's just like goat's milk. Goat's milk is for goats. It's not for me. So why am I bathing in it? But for those of you out there who like that kind of stuff, go for it. But for me and my psyche, no, I can't do it. I can't. It's just like squalane. Squalane is really good for your skin. Really good for your skin, right? And when they first start, like as human beings, we create this. As we get older, we create less. Well, they used to get squalane from whale blubber. I wouldn't care if it made me look 22. I'm not putting whale blubber on my face. So my squalane, which I sell out of all the time, is vegan. It's made from olives. I can deal with that. But I'm not putting, just like, I remember I found out, I can't remember what food it was, and it was something that I really, strawberry jam. You know how that's made?
Yeah, horse hooves, right?
So,
not jam, the jelly. It has,
no, it's the jam too.
Oh, okay.
The strawberry, the flavoring. Come from beaver butt.
Wait, beaver butt? I was talking about gelatin comes from...
Oh, the horse hooves.
Well, I don't know anything about beaver butt.
No, it's like...
I'm gonna have to look
remember
on
when I
Snopes
was
for
studying
this. I'm
that.
not sure about that.
No, it's real. It's something like in the secretion or something. Anyway, I tell you what, ever since then, I've never... You know how funny I am, Ashley. I won't even eat. So listen, in full disclosure, everybody, I hate insects and I totally hate flies. I will shut down production if a fly gets back there until I can kill it. And sometimes we'll have different events for the 5 points, like with the other merchants down there and stuff like that, where we may have something that's outside. And if there's flies flying around the food, everybody knows Tzima is not going anywhere near that. I cannot. This is why I don't do picnics. I'm not eating anything that a fly has buzzed around. Why? Because I know they spit that gook out. And what is that gook? That gook is maggots. Okay.
Why are we talking about this? Moving on to small business. Let's talk about Finley Park. What's happening in Finley Park?
Is that not amazing?
That's not small business, but it's City of Columbia, which
it is
obviously economic development.
Maggots weren't small business.
Hush about the maggots. I can't believe. I mean,
all right, come on.
So
yeah, Finley
Park is
man.
opening next Saturday,
right? Next Saturday.
And what all do we have going on there? I feel like it's going to be a concert venue.
It's going to be a concert venue. The mayor talked about having theater there. That's what I can't wait. Like open air theater. Can you you can go to the park and see like Juliet in the park, Shakespeare in the park.
Are you going to be in there?
I would love. Oh my God, I can't wait for that to happen. The fountains are coming back up, and it's just a bunch of really cool things.
Have the fountains already started running, or are they going to do it?
You know
on
who's
Saturday?
A big part of this?
Who?
Our person Trey, Judy.
Well, I wish Trey would tell us what's going on.
I know. I was supposed to have him call in, and I forgot to confirm it. Man, I was so tired last night. I'm serious. I wasn't thinking about nothing but my bed.
Now, I did hear, I don't even understand this, but Crush Rush, the photographer who does a lot around Columbia, he and I are friends on social media, and he brought up the fact that there are going to be clear bags in Finley Park. Did you hear about this?
A lot of people, I saw this, a little bit of this on Facebook. A
permanent clear bag policy is going on, which Crush, he was so disappointed in this because he was like, I started my photography career going to Finley Park and, being able to get better by taking photographs around here. And so if you're a photographer, you can't bring in your bag of equipment. which is kind of difficult, right?
But I think there's some exceptions, right?
Are there some exceptions?
Because it's impossible for you to put your camera equipment in clear back. It doesn't work that way. Second of all, I think what they're talking about are people that are going to be visiting the park, right?
So is it going to be, they have park rangers now, I guess, kind of like if you go to Riverwalk and there are rangers around there. So, but is it going to be closed in such a way that you have to go through like a park ranger to enter the park?
Probably, I would think so, because
it was
there's
never
no
fenced before.
Right. So there's no, if it's not closed, and because they're kind of turning into like this event spot, it has to be closed off, because that was one of the reasons why it ended up falling apart the way that it did, and then ending up being a park that, you know, you go in at your own risk. Hopefully you'll come out. But it was like, you know, so now it is a lot different. And I think one of the reasons why they're talking about the clear bags and everything, because there's so many psychos in society right now. And this is a state where we can open carry, right? And all you need is two people. Like back in the day, we used to just throw fists. Now people want to throw bullets.
Right.
So it's like, I'm cool with the open carry, because it's just ridiculous. This is the world we live in right now. People don't know how to resolve their differences without wanting to literally kill one another.
Well, I've not tried to kill anyone recently. And
well,
I do
not
not
all of us, but some of us. But I don't know, if I didn't have my medication, girl, I could. But
you're right. People don't communicate like they used to.
No.
And it's so interesting. Social media is a great thing, but a terrible thing at the same time. We can talk about this.
Yeah, we got to talk about that when we come back. All right, everybody, you're listening to Small Business Saturday Radio. We'll be right back.
The City of Columbia's Office of Business Opportunities supports small business owners. We help minority, women, and veteran-owned businesses with loans, technical assistance, education, and advocacy. We're here to help business owners avoid mistakes. Contact us with questions and let us help. For more information, call 803-545-3950 or visit obo.columbiasc.gov. Together, we are Columbia.
Are you frustrated with the healthcare system and looking for a change? Then look no further. I'm Dr. Melissa Boylan with Noretta Family Medicine. We are a direct primary care office where we take the time to get to know you. For a reasonable monthly fee, we offer transparent billing and easy-to-access primary care for all ages. Noretta Family Medicine, cutting through the red tape of healthcare. Find out more by visiting NorettaFamilyMed.com. That's NORETA FamilyMed.com.
Are you looking for a luxurious way to pamper yourself? Look no further than Sunrise Artisan Bath & Body. Our plant-based soaps and lotions are designed to provide you with the ultimate experience. Our products are natural and nourishing, leaving you feeling refreshed and rejuvenated. So go ahead, treat yourself with Sunrise Artisan, which is more than a bath, it's an experience. Sunrise Artisan, located at 710 Saluda Avenue in 5 Points, or online at sunrisebath.com. Sunrise Artisan.
Looking for the perfect gift or a little something to brighten your day? Visit A Little Happy at 707 Saluda Avenue in 5 Points. Discover unique gifts, delightful accessories, and one-of-a-kind treasures, all carefully curated by our owner, Ashley Lindler. At A Little Happy, we believe in spreading joy through every item. So come on in, find your happy, and support local. Your next favorite thing is waiting. Welcome to Small Business Saturday Radio. I'm Ashley Lindler with A Little Happy, and I'm here with Tzima Brown of Sunrise Artisan.
You sound so good, Ashley.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
Go for it, girl.
So we were talking about social media, how social media can be a great thing and a terrible thing. I can't remember why I was talking about that.
Because we were talking about...
Squirrel.
I know. Me and you are the worst with that, too. Okay. I remember, like, we were talking about social, what?
I don't know. Social media can be great and it can be terrible. That's the
So
point of it.
bad. We forgot that. You know why? The reason why we forgot is because during commercial breaks, we start talking about a bunch of other stuff. And now we forgot. And me and Ashley both, we sit on the board. Believe me, we are the worst at this. Okay, listen. Let's tie social media into AI.
Oh, I know what we were talking about.
What?
How people don't communicate. That was the point. And I think,
because
okay,
everybody wants to shoot. Not everybody,
because
but
people
you
don't
have
know
those.
how to communicate face to face anymore. I'll tell you, we don't have enough third spaces in Columbia where people just go. Do you know what a third space is?
No.
A third space is, it's not work, it's not home, but it's somewhere that you can like go be social. So back in the 80s and the 90s, we went to malls, right? And
got you.
And in the
Okay.
70s and the 80s, people went to like skating rinks.
Right.
And so what are our third spaces
that's
where
deep.
people hang
Hang
out
out.
these days? And you're not necessarily having to just spend money
Mm-hmm.
because like you could go to a mall and walk around for 3 hours and spend $0.
That's
but
right.
you'd end up seeing like 20 people you know. So these days what happens is we have everything like at our fingertips online. You
Right.
don't want to go to the grocery store, you just
Right.
order it. You don't want to go out to eat dinner, you Grubhub it. And
Right.
so people have become hermits
Yep.
unless they people work from home. So imagine you're working from home, you're getting your groceries delivered to home, you're like having prepared food delivered, and your only communication is through social media. And you're in this little bubble
Yep.
of communication, and you can ignore what the people say that you don't like. You
Yeah.
can read a little blip and say, I don't like that. Moving
Right.
on to the one that looks good to me or sounds good to me.
Right.
And people used to be able to debate, like face to face. They
Right.
used to be able to offer,
Have a healthy debate.
share their opinions,
Yeah.
listen to the other person's
And
opinions.
now it's like, and I even hear that sometimes producing different shows on this particular station, you can hear it in the voices of some people that are just bent on being negative. Like one of the things I will never understand is how half the country can hate the other half, or how half the country can think that the other half is the problem. When you're talking about your neighbors, when you're talking about probably people in your own family, your relatives and stuff like that. And instead of seeing, one of the things I say all the time, because my friends kind of cross all like different aspects of the political arena, is that I can still, like Chris Wooten is a really good friend of mine. In fact, he's helping me do repairs on my house. And he is a House representative in Lexington, but he's a Republican, right? We are really good friends. I'm going to put up this social post of him at my house. And we kid around with each other, tease each other. I can call him. He'll call me. He'll show me a joke. I'll tell him one or whatever. We are really cool friends, right? I don't have to agree with him politically to be able to laugh with him. I don't have to see him as my enemy because there are some things that he thinks, should happen, and I am totally against those things. And so I think we've lost the ability to be able to see that Ashley has a right to the way that she sees life through her eyes. But if I'm going to make you my enemy because you don't agree with me, where does that ultimately lead us? That's why Gandhi said that an eye for an eye only leaves everybody blind.
Right.
Right? It's like, so when you can't have a healthy debate, a healthy disagreement, to be able to agree to disagree, to be able to call out what's wrong versus what isn't wrong, when you can't do that in good faith, I think these are what we're witnessing. This is stuff that we've witnessed in history before, and we all know what the outcome is. So for us to think that we're special, that this can't happen to us, most countries, most empires that have fallen always fell from within. It was decay, and that's why even in the Bible it says a house divided can't stand. So, and I don't know, I was asking Chris this the other day, or Do you think that we'll ever get back to a place where we can communicate with each other again without automatically making you my enemy because we don't agree 100%? And he was like, not until we get somebody that's strong enough to say, stop.
Yeah.
The name calling, you're horrible because of this, you're horrible because we have real issues that as a civilized society, we should want resolved. But because we've made politics into a sports event, in a sports event, you got to have a winning team and you have to have a losing. There's no compromise in sports. They don't be like, okay, we're going to compromise. You go 30 yards down and I'll go the other 30 yards. Nobody does that in sports. We get that. But yet we've turned politics into sports. And now it's trickling down. It's just like before we even got on the air, we're talking briefly without going into too much detail. God, we'll be so glad when the government opens up because a lot of people don't understand. I'm from Washington, D.C., so I know when people think about a federal government shutdown, they mostly think about Washington, D.C. They don't think about the fact that Columbia is not only a college town, Columbia is also a federal government town.
Right.
Why? Because we have Fort Jackson. So you have all those federal workers, soldiers that are at Fort Jackson. But then you know what else you have? A lot of civilians that work at Fort Jackson. Those civilians are also federal workers.
Well, and we've got McIntyre as well.
We've got McIntyre. We've got Shaw Air Force Base. I mean, we've got so many different military facilities here that people don't stop to think because they're like the background noise, right? Not in a bad way. I'm just saying they're there, but they're not there. You know what I'm saying? We see them a lot because we're in 5 Points, and when graduation happens, a lot of them come to 5 Points to have lunch or dinner and celebrate. You know, my daughter just graduated from basic training, blah, blah, blah. So we see it, but most of the population really don't. But one of the things that the mayor was saying a couple of weeks ago about, Fort Jackson is that 5 out of 7 families that are active duty that are stationed here retire here. 5 out of 7. So that means, and that's the other part of it, you got a lot of retirees here. We see them at St. Pat's, the generals. Right, when they're coming in. And it's so funny with the generals, too, because when they come into my shop, they're always guarded. But when I see they're guarded. But then once I start talking to them and they recognize, oh, she knows the language, so she's a part of it, I see them every single time drop their guard. And we have a blast because they're like, oh, she gets the language, right? We got to call real quick because we've got like 2 minutes. Okay, caller, you're on the air.
Hey, Tzima, it's Nick. I just wanted
Nick.
to call in real quick. Yeah, I always enjoy listening to the show.
Thank you, hon. I appreciate
I was just
you.
saying, yeah, when you're talking about USC, I had an idea the other day. I've been going up there to drop somebody off for work and pick them up, and I just had this idea. I'm like, the way these students walk around, they ought to just take the whole city of downtown Columbia and just make it USC, move everybody else somewhere else, and let them have it because that's the way they think it is.
Oh, yeah, gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have been told that there needs to be a class in University 101 on the proper way to cross the road. Because if you come down to 5 Points past 10 o'clock, there's no one paying attention to the walk signs. They're just hanging out right there in the middle of the road. I'm like, I turn? How am I going to get home?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just saying, anywhere from Assembly Street on up to the main campus, you might as well just donate it. I mean, they don't pay taxes anyway. Just give it to them. I mean,
now, as a business owner, I can say the university fully supports my business, and those dollars, the university and the students that come here, they keep us afloat in 5 Points. And so when they go home, it's a dry desert down in 5 Points.
It really
is. Don't send those USC students away, please.
Yes, Nick. But listen, Nick, I got to let you go, man. But next time, call in a little earlier, too, okay?
Yeah, I was just listening. Y'all take care.
All right,
Thanks, Nick.
Bye.
Have a good day.
Yeah, Nick is a dear friend of mine. We've known each other forever. But listen, we've got 15 seconds. So a little happy. Give us a real quick, your address really quick.
707 Saluda Avenue. We're the pink building with rainbows. Y'all come see us. We've got a little bit of everything and nothing at the same time. I can't really tell you what we sell. It's something you just have to walk in to experience.
You do have to do that, okay? And it's an amazing experience. Well, thank you, Ashley. I'm so glad you're in the studio.
Thank you.
All right, you guys, we'll talk to you guys next weekend. Have a good one in the meantime.